Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it is with my pleasure to give you all a walk around and tour of this absolutely beautiful 2020 Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Let's say you're looking for luxury and you want the ultimate piece of luxury. This is the one to get, and this is still the one to get if you're looking for one of these brand new. Now, the Black Label trim is essentially not only just a package, but it's also a program that you can get yourself into at Lincoln dealers that actually offer Black Label services. So essentially, free car washes, concierge, which means you can get your vehicle serviced and they bring it back to your home or office. And of course, you do get points as well that you can add to your Lincoln Pass, or I believe they still call it Ford Pass. But anyways, that's essentially what the Black Label program is. So essentially, it's just a little club that you can get into through Lincoln. Now, as pertaining to the trim level, as you can see, you do have unique 22-inch wheels, you do get a unique grille, you do get a unique interior, and of course, this vehicle does have the same engine that's in the Ford Raptor. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see, the Navigator does come standard with the same key fob that you'll find on the Ford Expedition, and includes the following functions: your lock, unlock, your remote start, your trunk release, and your panic button. To remote start the vehicle, make sure the vehicle is currently locked, and double click the remote start button twice, and the 3.5 liter V6 will start right up. It will run for about 10 minutes and it will shut right off, but if you want to shut off before time, just double click it again and it'll shut off right there. Coming over to the front of the vehicle, as you can see, you have a unique and very impressive grille. This is specific to the Black Label trim level, and as you can see, I like that there are a bit of silhouettes of the Lincoln badge all around this big centered badge here. And as you can see, you do have a front-facing camera, which is a part of your co-pilot system inside of the Lincoln Navigator itself. This one here does indeed have LED daytime running lights with LED projector headlamps. And then of course, you do have front parking sensors here, and you do have parking sensors in the back as well. Checking out the wheels and tires on this one, we are taking a look at a set of Hankook Dynapro HT tires on 22-inch wheels. These measure 285 45R22s all the way around. Coming up to the door handle, the Lincoln Navigator Black Label does come standard with a smart key access system, allowing for easy access to the exterior as well as interior. To jump on in, just make sure you have the key fob in your pocket. There's a touch sensor right here. Put your hand in and the vehicle will unlock, allowing you to jump on in. Or if you want to lock the vehicle up, just tap this button here and the vehicle will lock itself up. The running boards will go back into place, and as you can see, the mirrors do fold in. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Chroma Blue with the coastal blue leather interior with white wood accenting. Coming over to the door panel on this one, as you can see, you do have some soft touch material on top of here, as well as down here. It's complemented by this white stitching here, which looks very nice. You do have a lot of controls here to go through. This is going to be for your seat massager. This is going to adjust the seat. 3-person memory seating. This is going to adjust the bottom portion of the seat. You do have one speaker of the Revel premium audio system here, as well as another one down here, as you can see. You do have your power mirrors, windows, as well as locks. Your child lock is right here. You do have a small storage area here, a much bigger storage area down here, and an area where you can put 2 small cups. Along with that smart key access system, this vehicle does indeed have push button ignition. All you have to do is just make sure you have the key fob within your person or in the vehicle itself, put your foot on the brake, and hit the button to go. Very nice. The Navigator Black Label does come standard with a fully leather wrapped rack and pinion power steering wheel. You have paddle shifters on both the left as well as on the right sides, and controls on the left as well as on the right too. Left is going to house controls for your audio system, cruise control settings, suspension, and of course you can cancel and turn on and off the cruise control there. To the right, you're going to have a back button, hands-free telephone, as well as your Bluetooth right here. This OK button deals with the instrument cluster. Down here, of course, you're going to have your heads-up display, audio controls, settings for the navigation down here. Coming up here, as you can see, we are taking a look at a set of 2 main gauges. To the left, you have your tachometer, and to the right, you have your speedometer. And right in the middle there is going to be your driver information system. Below that, you have your coolant temperature, gear lever, as well, not gear lever, your gear selection. And then to the right is going to be your fuel range, as you can see there. Now, as you can see, in the middle, you're going to be taking a look at your Trip 1 information, which includes your miles driven, average fuel economy, and your elapsed time. Trip 2 information, fuel economy, tire pressure, trailer information, a blank page, and then back to Trip 1. Come over here to the right, we are taking a look at an 8-inch infotainment system here, which is very nice. And although it's not going to be like what we see in the newer Navigator, which has a very elongated display, this one though is pretty nice for what it is, and it does look pretty good at what it can do. Now, with that being said, this is going to be kind of your settings area here, where you have a comprehensive list of everything that you can adjust, change, and make it your own. And we're going to start off with that first, might as well. So starting things off here, we have your sound, Bluetooth, radio, navigation, clock, phone, 911 assist, mobile apps, general settings, Wi-Fi, vehicle, voice control, automatic updates, Lincoln Way, which is your mobile app, display, as well as your valet mode, followed by ambient lighting, personal profiles, and seats. So for example, let's say we want to go to general settings. That's going to give us a rundown of your language, units of measurement. As you can see there, you have sync analytics and diagnostics, software licenses, and you can of course do a factory reset. Let's say I want to go to vehicle settings. That's going to give you things such as camera settings, onboard modern serial number, the keypad code, and a backup start passcode. Let's say we want to go and check out our sound. That's going to allow you to adjust things such as your treble, mid-range, and bass, as well as your balance and fade. You do have, of course, your speed compensated volume, as well as your Quantum Logic surround sound system, as well as your Play Revel experience, since this one does have the Revel audio system. Last thing, let's say we want to go through and check out our navigation. You have map preferences, route preferences, and navigation preferences. So overall, just a quick rundown of things that you can change or check out in the settings portion here of the Navigator's infotainment system. Now, we're going to go to your audio, so we're going to turn down the radio for copyright purposes. As you can see, when we do that, it's going to show what's playing on your radio. You have your sources here, direct to, and of course you can have up to 3 HD radio stations. You have your presets down here as well, which you can have up to 18 stations saved to the vehicle system, and it does look really nice. You have AM, FM, and Sirius XM in this one here. Coming over to climate, that's going to allow you to control your climate stuff here, such as your dual zone climate controls, fan positioning, fan speed, AC, recycling, and all that. You also have the physical controls down here, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. Coming to phone, you can add a phone to the vehicle. Come over to navigation. This is your older version of the navigation system in the Lincoln products that we see today, but it still looks really, really nice. And although this is a 2020 model, it still looks pretty modern. Now, as you can see here, the pinch to zoom system is quite nice. You can zoom in and out, and again, the quality does look pretty nice. As you can see, you have the location, you have your little arrow there, you have your plus and minus for your zoom in. Overall, it does look nice though. You can push search here, as you can see, or we can go to menu. And menu is going to give you a rundown of things you can change within the navigation system. Or of course, you can go to things like search, history, favorites, where am I, points of interest, screen view, as well as home and work. You can save a home address as well as a work address. Pretty cool to see. And then as you come to apps, you have add a device, find mobile apps, as well as your SiriusXM travel link. So overall, a pretty cool system to check out in the Lincoln Navigator Black Label. And this is what it looks like as far as your home screen is concerned. You're going to have your navigation system here, what's playing on the radio, add a phone or your phone connectivity in the vehicle, and then this one here is going to be for your heated steering wheel. So overall, a very nice and unique look at the infotainment system here in the Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Below that, you do have your vents here. You do have your hazard light button here. This here is going to be for your camera, which, as you can see, the only thing I'm not really too pleased of is that this is way too small. And although the camera quality, as you can see on the camera that I'm filming on, is not great, it's actually a little bit decent. At least you have the 360 camera to help you out when you're going to be parking, of course. Below that, you do have your 10-speed automatic transmission. And when you put it into reverse, like you just saw, you have that backup camera with guidance lines, and they do adjust as you turn the wheel. Like I just mentioned, also you do have the 360 camera, which does come into help a lot, especially since this is a big vehicle. You also have kind of a wider screen view, although let's face it, this should really be taking up the entire screen. And then you do have a split screen view as well. So overall, not too bad. And then you have a top-down view as well, as you can see there. Below that, you do have your volume knob and tuning knobs. You do have controls here for your audio, and that, of course, is for your rear. Passenger airbag light is right there. Below that, of course, is going to be your dual zone climate controls, heated as well as ventilated seats for the front and front passenger. You can control the rear ventilation from the front here, fan speed here, menu and rear buttons here, AC controls, recycling, and all that. And then coming down here, you do have this very nice white wood material, which again is a part of the Yacht Club theme, which is very nice in this vehicle here. As you can see, you have two cup holders, a small storage area, which you can close that up for a clean look. As you can see, it looks very, very nice to just have it like this. And then on this side here, you do have your wireless charging, as well as the USB and USB-C port. Pretty cool to see that. Here, of course, it's going to be your drive mode selector. You're going to have your shortcut buttons here, electronic parking brake. You have auto stop start function here, parking sensors. This, of course, is going to be for your parking when it comes on to actually parking the vehicle, and your auto hold. And then this is your drive modes right here, which brings us back up to this infotainment screen, or excuse me, the instrument cluster rather. As you can see, you have normal 4x4 auto, slippery, deep conditions such as deep snow or mud slist, slow climb for low speed power and control. You have standard normal, as you can see there, which is effortless and balanced. Conservative, as you can see, for efficient driving. And excite for responsive and engaging driving. So we're going to keep it in normal mode, which is pretty cool. And as we come over here to the glove compartment, you do have a generous amount of storage space in here. This itself here is a small little cubby hole where you can put small items in. But when you look inside here, you have more than enough room to put stuff in, of course, as well as a little outlet there. But overall, really nice to see. Now, sitting in the Black Label here, it is a really comfortable place to be in. I love the way that the seats look, and they look really nice. You do have very nice thick bolsters on the top portion and the bottom portion, and then down here you do have a bit of some thigh support here, which is very nice as well. You also have controls for the seat right there on the door panel of the front passenger, which is very cool. And I really have to say, Lincoln has done a great job over the years with their interiors. It just looks really, really nice. So moving on from that, you do have your glove box down here. It is a little dampened. It is plywood felt. You do have a decent amount of storage space inside. Coming up here, you do have a visor with a mirror and LED lighting. You do also have here controls for your lights, your sunroof, as well as your visor, which is right here to open up the visor to that sunroof. You do have your sunglass holder there. Very cool. And then to the far left of this one, you do have controls for your headlights, gauge dimmer switches to open up the tailgate. This is going to be for your fog lights, or not fog lights, for your I believe this is going to be for your fog lights. And then over here over here is going to be for your pedal adjuster. But overall, this has been a treat to check out thus far, and so let's continue the tour in the Lincoln Navigator Black Label. So, while I was filming the vehicle earlier today, the second row of seats were up and the third row is down. But because someone was actually here to look at this vehicle, as you can see, the second row is folded down here. But as you can tell, you can lift these seats up, or yeah, lift them up using your little tabs here. But this is kind of the space that you get when it comes onto the third row, as you can see in the back of this one, which is pretty nice. Now, all right, so now that I have the second row up, as you can see, you do have the same amount of materials that follow through in the front into the back of this one, which is very nice. As you can see, you do have a little center console here. You have two cup holders. You have controls here for your audio and stuff like that, which of course that controls the front. You also have a little area here where you can store some stuff in as well. As you can see, deep amount of storage space with a interior light, which is very nice. You do have controls for your climates. You do have fan positioning. You do also have controls for the sunroof, which are actually going to be in the back of this one. Down here, you do have two USB ports, an outlet, and a 150 volt plug-in right here, which is nice. And then this does open out for two additional cup holders. And then you do have your seat pockets on this side as well as on that side. This one does have the Easy Fuel capless fuel filler, and an illustration of how to use that Easy Fuel capless fuel filler if you're using a traditional gas tank. The Lincoln Navigator does indeed come with LED taillights in the back, which look really nice, and it's going to be this one entire strip that's going to be illuminated. Lincoln badge across, and of course you do have your rear parking sensors down here. If I can find the trunk button. Give me a second, guys. I think I have to open it from the inside of the vehicle. There we go. As you can see, cargo space in this one here is quite good. Starting things off, obviously, you are getting a decent amount of storage space with the third row up. You're looking at around 20.6 cubic feet of space, which is not too bad. Now, if you want to expand on that, you can fold the third row down via these buttons here, which are very nice. And when you fold them down, you'll be getting right around 64 cubic feet of space. And if you fold down the second row completely, you'll be looking at just over 103 cubic feet of space, which is right on par with some of its competitors. Now, of course, to close the cargo area, just tap this button here, and it will close automatically. You do get aluminum finished mirror covers with LED turn signals on them. Under the hood of this vehicle, we're taking a look at essentially the same engine that's in the Ford F-150 Raptor. It's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6, producing 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. With that being said, you'll be getting very decent fuel economy numbers, as I'll be posting here in this video clip, as well as you'll be getting a 10-speed automatic transmission, and this one is 4-wheel drive standard. Alright guys, so back in the Lincoln Navigator Black Label. It is an amazing vehicle. It's very nice to look at, and although I had to wait a little bit to actually finish this review, I'm glad I waited, because this thing is very nice, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me so far to actually film a Lincoln, and it's my first Lincoln review ever. So with that said, so far this car looks absolutely exquisite and beautiful, and for what it is, in my opinion, timeless luxury. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it here for this walk around and tour of the 2020 Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Finished off here in Chroma Blue with the Yacht Club theme, which is essentially just the coastal blue leather interior with the white wall accenting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.